Always got a pregame before filming a video. Best treat out there. Rice Krispie treats, not sponsored. This is really delicious. What's going on, guys? This is Sam. Today I want to talk about the MacBook line because I have a 2016 MacBook Pro right now, and I think like a lot of you, I'm wondering when the next model is going to come out and what features or changes are going to be present on that model. I also want to talk a lot about the MacBook/MacBook Air lineup because we actually have a lot more details there than we have on the MacBook Pro. I want to start off talking about the MacBook Pro, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of good news here to talk about. In fact, it's pretty much entirely bad news. A few months back in January is the only news we have gotten so far in 2018 about the 2018 MacBook Pro lineup. According to Digitimes, MacBook Pro line in 2018 will not be seeing any major upgrades or changes. I was really disappointed to hear that. I thought, of course, by April, almost May now, we would have heard a lot more about the 2018 MacBook Pro lineup, but either no one's been talking or Apple just doesn't have any big changes planned. But Digitimes does not go any farther than that. They report that a new MacBook Pro could be coming, a very small upgrade, but don't talk about maybe processor improvements or a better screen or a better keyboard, because there's pretty much a 50-50 split right now on people that love the new MacBook Pro keyboards and people that absolutely hate the new MacBook Pro keyboards. I'm definitely looking forward to something a little bit different because I use my MacBook Pro a lot and I was hoping for a big upgrade this year. It just doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Last year's MacBook Pro was a very small upgrade, and the same thing is probably going to happen this year. So if you've been holding off on buying a new MacBook Pro, if you bought one now, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever because you're not going to be missing out on any huge features or changes. Just maybe some minor tweaks if they happen at all in the future. So unfortunately for the MacBook Pro in 2018, there's not that much good news, but the script flips for the MacBook Air and MacBook lineup. This news comes from the same website that reported on a smaller MacBook Pro upgrade this year, once again from Digitimes. They say that a cheaper MacBook Air is on the way, but this cheaper MacBook is going to be supercharged with a lot of features that users have wanted to see for a really long time. First off, a 13-inch Retina display with a resolution of 2560 by 1600 and a PPI of 226, and that is exactly identical to the current 13-inch screen on the 13-inch MacBook Pro. This is fantastic news for the MacBook Air lineup because without question, the weakest part of the MacBook Air right now is the screen. Screen has remained unchanged, at least in the 13-inch model, since I think 2012 or 2013, maybe 2014 if we're being generous, but the new version would bring a Retina display to the incredibly thin and light MacBook Air lineup, and I think that is an excellent decision. But to me, that's not even the best news yet, because with the new 13-inch Retina display on this refreshed MacBook Air, the price is also going to be going down, and I was really surprised to hear this. Usually when Apple adds features like a Retina display or something really big like that, the price tends to go up for a premium feature. We're hearing from Digitimes once again that the new MacBook Air in 2018 could retail with the 13-inch Retina display from either $799 or $899, which is $100 cheaper than the currently priced 13-inch non-Retina display MacBook Air. Realistically, it's probably going to fall in the $900 range just because getting a MacBook with a Retina display with a decent processor inside for $800 would be an absolutely ridiculous deal. So I don't see Apple going that low, but $900 could definitely be a reality and something that I want to see, and I think a lot of other people want to see as well. Besides the new screen, however, we don't know a lot about the new MacBook Air other than it's going to have a really nice display and probably be priced a little bit cheaper than it has been in the past. So when is it coming out? Well, up until just recently, we were hearing WWDC 2018 probably on June 4th when Apple announces iOS 12 and macOS 10.14 and everything else they've been working on, alongside possibly an iPhone SE 2, but a new report from Digitimes, who's been supplying a lot of the MacBook information for this year, says that that is not going to be happening anymore. Apple has reportedly delayed production of this new MacBook Air until the second half of 2018 rather than the second quarter of 2018. So if you need a laptop right now, I guess you'll have to go out and buy the MacBook Air that is currently on the market, but if you can wait, I'd highly recommend doing so because I think the MacBook Air coming out later this year is totally going to be worth it. In general, the MacBook news this year has been a little bit weird. We've heard about the new MacBook Pro, we've heard a lot about this new MacBook Air, but what about the MacBook? I've got a theory right now that rather than Apple calling this the MacBook Air and rebranding that as like this cheaper model again, I think they're going to just call it the MacBook and maybe eliminate the MacBook Air lineup entirely. They're going to have to pick one rather than leaving both around because even right now it's just a little bit confusing. Please take that with a grain of salt because I don't have any insider info and that is purely my speculation. speculation. As of right now, that's all the MacBook news that I have for you. It has been very few and far in between so far in 2018, but if you enjoyed watching, as always, it does help me out if you take a second to drop a like down below, and of course, hit subscribe for more videos like this in the future. If you'd like to help support the channel, get a shirt like the one I'm wearing right now, you can head over to shop.iupdateos.com. That would be absolutely incredible. For now, I've been Sam. I hope all of you are doing great. I'll keep you updated on more MacBook news in the future, and I'll talk to you in my next video.